All right, here we are in Mom's kitchen. She's getting ready to make some more potato latkes because obviously we didn't have enough at Hanukkah. So what you doing over there, Mom?
Well, I had so many potatoes left over for Hanukkah, so I think I have to use them up and make some latkes. And I don't peel the potatoes. I usually buy about 30 or 45 pounds of potatoes, a couple of 15-pound bags to make several hundred latkes. But this year, because of the COVID, we couldn't have a latke party, so we're just going to consume them all. So you first wash the potatoes. I don't have to scrub them or anything. I don't have to peel them. And then I cut them up in chunks. So russet potatoes, and you want 2 large ones or whatever will fill your blender. So I'm just making chunks, and I'm going to put it in the blender. And also I'm going to cut up an onion and put that in the blender with it. And then I'll show you the trick of the trade to make the best latkes for Hanukkah on earth. But I don't know, they're so good, so why don't we just wait for Hanukkah to make them? We should make them all year round.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
So it's 2021, and we're going to start the year off with latkes.
I'm down for that.
So there's no special way to chunk them up, just chunk them up. And I'm going to put an onion in, and whatever will fit in there. So maybe the 2 full potatoes won't fit because they were huge. They were big potatoes. You might need 4 potatoes, depending on the size of your potatoes. Okay, 1 onion, chunk it up a little bit. We're going to blend it all. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But don't forget the onion. You need the onion. Otherwise, it just tastes like hash browns. If you've ever made potato latkes, I don't know.
Yeah, I made some and they tasted like hash browns. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you to add the onion.
Thanks. My own mom forgets to tell me the onion. The secret ingredient.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to fill it with water. And the water you have to drain off because you don't want, when you start frying them in oil, if they're still wet, you're going to get a lot of splashing all over your stove. Okay. Now, you don't want to leave it on too long because on the blender too long, because then you'll have mashed potatoes. That's it. About 3 seconds. Now we'll take a look at it. It's kind of chunky, a little bit chunky. Maybe that's too chunky. I'm going to do another 1 second. Better to do less than more, because you could check it. That's it. 1 second.
Okay, let's see. Wait, I can't.
That looks about the same. I'm going to give it another second.
Okay. Such a science.
Maybe the potatoes were cold. It took longer to goop up. Then I'm going to drain it in a strainer. Like this. You just pour it in a strainer. Let all that water drain out. And that's how it should look. It shouldn't look like mashed potatoes. See the water draining out?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to really dry it out by wringing it in a towel.
Okay. Fun.
Okay, while that's draining, we're going to make put the ingredients together that we're going to mix the potatoes with. So we need 2 eggs, and I'm going to crack 2 eggs in the bowl. And then I'm going to add salt and pepper to it. 1, 2. I'm going to get my teaspoon. We need a heaping teaspoon of salt. You need the salt, and you definitely need the pepper, because if you make it without salt and pepper, it's gonna taste like sandpaper. It's going to be flat. It's not going to have any flavor. So you grind some pepper. What kind of pepper? Red pepper? No.
Toilet pepper. No, not toilet pepper.
Black pepper? Yeah. Okay, half a teaspoon. This is a whole teaspoon, but I made it scant. Half a teaspoon of pepper. Okay. And we need a quarter of a cup of flour. What did I do with my quarter of a cup? Quarter of a cup flour. Scant. Not completely. Maybe 3 tablespoons. Or you could use matzo meal. Okay, now we're gonna wring the potatoes out. Flop it into a towel. Bring the ends together. Bring the ends all together. And then if there's a man in the house, have them squeeze it. And squeeze it, get all the water out as best you can. So the older you get, the harder it is to squeeze. So sometimes I get my grandson to help me if he's here during Hanukkah, which is real nice because then he can help me make the latkes. Whoever's around, because they want to learn how to do it, so that's the best way. Have them do it.
You need me? Do you need me?
Do I need
Do you want help?
No. Oh, do I need? My daughter's asking me if I need her, but I think I'm fine. Okay, that's squeezed. Now, we're going to drop that into these ingredients. The salt, the eggs, the pepper, and the flour. And we're just going to shake it. And we're going to get it all over the place. Whatever. That's all right. And it's nice if you have somebody behind you that can clean up. But, okay, then we're going to mix it. I usually use a fork because it's easier than a spoon to get all that flour and salt and pepper incorporated. Okay. Then we need the oil. We need the oil to heat up in these pans. I'm going to do 2 pans, and this probably makes about 10 latkes, about 1/3 of a cup in size. But I use my ice cream scoop again, like the cookie scoop, and it makes nice, perfectly round latkes. Okay, we have to heat that up.
Let's see that batter.
Huh?
Let's see that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is just mix it until it all looks incorporated. It starts getting, you start seeing the yellow from the eggs mixing in there, and the salt and pepper mixes in, and that's it. And it's pretty dry. You don't see any water accumulating because we wrung it out. You need to wring it out. You're still going to get a little spattering in the oil when you make it because there's water in just naturally in potatoes and onions, but it won't be as much since we wrung it out. A lot of people like to grate their potatoes on a box grater, but that takes a long time, and they also peel them. So what I do mostly is I take a lot of shortcuts, and it still comes out yummy. So I wish you were here to try it. Okay, your fat is hot enough when you put the mixture in and it starts to sizzle, and I think it will. A little bit, maybe not. Yeah, it's beginning to a little bit on the bottom. You see it sizzle. So I'm going to use my scoop, and 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 in here. Maybe just 4, I'll see. Maybe 5, we'll go for it. And then I take this and I flatten them out. See, and it's not splashing. The fat isn't splashing out because these are pretty dry. Oh my gosh, I can smell it. It smells so good already.
Not fair. Nobody else could smell it. It does smell good. I like these really crispy.
Yeah, so we get them as brown, nice and brown, and you'll start seeing them brown underneath before you turn them over. You'll be able to see it. And I'm gonna put maybe 4 in here, so maybe it'll make 9 or 10, I'm not quite sure. We'll just have to see what we come up with. 1, 2, yeah, I'm really filling these scoops. And if you make smaller ones, you know, like dollar-sized ones, you have that many more to serve with sour cream and applesauce, or however you serve it. A little bit of smoked salmon, whatever you like. There we go.
Oh, yum.
A Lucky is a pancake, a golden pancake treat. And inside it is snowy white
And very good to eat.
On Hanukkah,
A Lucky is a treat. Woohoo!
But anytime it's good. Anytime. Don't wait for Hanukkah.
Now my hand is covered with vodka.
With
Just kidding. Throw me a towel. Okay. 1.
Okay, take a look at this now. You could see it brown around the edges.
Oh
And
yeah.
flip it over.
Uh-oh, don't
Stand
splash.
away so you don't get splashed with the fat.
Oh my god, yum.
Stand far away.
Okay. I'll go up here.
You don't want to burn yourself. Don't those look good? They're golden.
Yes.
They're crispy.
Yes. All of the above.
All of the above. There you go. I wish you were here to have some.
Don't make people feel jealous. Oh my god, those look so good.
Okay, these look ready. We're going to put those. Those even look a little darker. So some of your guests might like them darker. So they get to choose because you're going to make hundreds of them.
You're gonna make hundreds of them. I'm just gonna make enough to eat for dinner. You're crazy.
So,
Hundreds.
so the nice thing about these though is you make hundreds of them. Then you can put them on a cookie sheet, on a silk pad or on parchment. Stick it in your freezer, and then when they freeze, put them in a plastic bag. You could put a dozen or so in a plastic bag. If you have a big freezer, you could put a couple hundred in your freezer. And then they're always ready to pop and frozen into a hot oven, about 400, 450 for 10-15 minutes. On brown paper. The brown paper is important. It won't set on fire in the oven, but what it does, it absorbs the fat, the grease. So this is it. They're done. I throw it on the brown paper. It absorbs the grease. These are really crispy, really, really crispy. I'll turn it over and show you. See how crispy? You can almost feel how crispy they are. Okay.
Here, plate one up.
There you go.
Plate 2 up.
Try it with a little applesauce.
All right, you take the plate.
Okay.
Applesauce. Or sour cream. It's good with
Applesauce,
either.
sour cream. You can put, get creative. Put
There's
all
your
different
fork.
things on it.
You want to put it on the counter. Oh, you're not done? Look at this. Here, I'll hold this.
Okay.
You finish that, and then we'll eat.
Okay. Got 4 more, so that made
9.
9. If you have a bigger pot, you could probably make,
Should
you know,
turn
if you
your
want to
heat
do
on?
2 pans at a time or 3, you can do a lot at a time, and you can keep it going. While these are frying, you have time to make the second batch and the third batch and the 4th batch and the 5th batch, and you can just keep going depending on how many potatoes you have. And
Depending on how big a party you're having.
yeah, and
How many you want to freeze.
or if you just want to freeze them, like if you have potatoes that you aren't using and you want to just use them up, it's a good way to use up your potatoes.
Yeah. You can have them for breakfast too, with your eggs. And
Oh, it's good with lox too. Oh my gosh.
treat them like hash browns.
I think I'm going to keep this.
Yeah,
in for a
that one's
second.
not done.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this.
All right, let's try them.
Okay.
Put your spatula down. You get
Who
one.
wants the first bite?
I
This is
do.
too much fun.
I know. Oh my God.
So even if you have a sweet tooth, you'll like potato Latkes.
Oh, yum. Good? Oh
That's
my God.
delicious.
So good.
You can make a meal out of it. You don't need anything else. Maybe a little bit of herring, a little gefilte fish, whatever.
They're good with sour cream too.
Yes.
We put applesauce on these, but they're good with sour cream too. So good.
I'm going to have another mouthful. Don't
Okay.
tell anybody.
I love you thing.
Guess who loves you? I do.